Look, you've been through some very lauded dissected shows in your careers. Before the days before True Blood and Game of Thrones came out, did you have similar good butterflies, bad butterflies? Can you compare and contrast for me at all?
Yeah, I was terrified personally. When the first episode came out of Game of Thrones, Dan and I were, so that was back in the time of actual TV ratings, and Dan and I were on a scout. We didn't know if there was going to be a second season, but we had to prep one just in case. And we were scouting in Croatia, right, Dan?
Yeah, we were with Strauss in Croatia.
We were scouting with Carolyn Strauss, had been the president of HBO, and she was the woman who we pitched the show to, her and Gina Balian, and then she became our producing partner. And when the first episode came out, we didn't know how to read the ratings because we hadn't worked in TV before. But Carolyn, the Harvard-educated, former president of HBO, she obviously knew ratings, and so she looked at the numbers and she said, "Oh wow, that's incredible! You guys, we got was it 8 million people for the first night? Which was
just as like Boardwalk Empire was like the biggest show that they had in the air, and their pilot, I think it was Scorsese directed pilot, had gotten 7 million viewers according to this whatever metric she was reading off of. So
yeah, so for about 9 minutes, we were the happiest guys in Croatia, and then Carolyn said, "Oh, wait a second, I got that wrong. 2 million people."
What?
And so it was a quarter. The number was a quarter of what we thought we had.
Yeah.
And went from
and I
the
was
happiest.
like, I was like, how did you make the mistake? But how did you multiply this exaggerated by 400%? And she just said, I never knew how to read these things. I'm like, you ran the network through its golden age. Like you were in charge of The Sopranos and The Wire and Deadwood. She's like, yeah, but I never knew what these numbers meant.
Luckily, there was no anxiety in the years to come. You had no anxiety in the rest of your run on Game of Thrones. It was just the chill experience. So all good.
After that,
relaxing.
Yep.